Hey guys, welcome back to the 4X podcast. Today, I'm joined by Mr. Mendoza, New Life, and Zelly. Say hi, guys.
Hello. Oh wow, you bringing up AJ's language?
That's fucked up. You know
Well, hey
damn well
guys.
that's not Chinese. You
Well,
know
hey guys.
damn well.
Oh
That's
hey, how you
great.
doing?
Hey.
Hey, Newy, how you doing, man?
How about
Recently
how you?
sponsored New Life. Forget everything I
Recently
said.
sponsored.
Yep.
Recently sponsored.
Yeah.
Go
You
check
was
it
too
out.
big for us, bro.
W.GG.
New Life
Use
10.
code New Life 10.
New Life
New
10.
codes on the
10%
way.
at
New codes
checkout.
on the way.
Do we have like a clappy hands sound effect or something? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
clap
Hold
TK,
on.
jump up and down.
like
Good job. Yeah. I mean, it's not very sick
Thank you.
because,
Thank
it's a golf clap,
Yeah.
but yeah.
W.
it was good enough.
Hey man, so Zill, you were saying you wanted to pick our brains, or you wanted to do that first, or you wanna wait a little bit to do that? What's your timeline?
I mean, let's talk about the CDL matches, and then we can like transition to that. I guess.
All right,
I think that's
that's
a good
a
start.
fantastic idea. Do we have who has the matches pulled up for each day?
I
Just
got
so
him
I
in like a
remember.
second. Yeah.
I honestly really don't remember these matches.
Saturday, Sunday, or wait, Friday,
Friday.
Saturday were ass, and
Friday,
then
Saturday were really bad. Um, I don't know how you start with two games on a Friday.
I mean,
Um,
I don't get why we're doing 5 weeks of online matches in
I think they
general.
changed that this week. I think there's 3 matches on Friday now.
So are we not doing 5 weeks? Why are we flipping around the schedule?
I no idea, bro.
We're tweaking. We just want this league to die.
at
I mean,
this point,
honestly, I really want it to die.
I want it to
I'm
die as
Oh
tired.
well.
wow.
I'm tired of this.
they're
Uh,
doing
I mean,
everything
I'm
they can.
happy. I'm happy with the new announcement today, though.
That's
Maybe
what
we
I
can
was.
start
Yeah,
with that.
yeah,
that
yeah.
was a great announcement. Um, well, what do you guys want to highlight from the matches? Obviously, we don't have to go over all of them, but obviously, we saw some teams play that made some changes. I know Boston played. Carolina didn't make changes for whatever fucking reason.
Did
Um,
not. I think I
Thieves
know
brought
why.
Joe back in. So let's talk
I
about
think
it.
I know. I think I know why. I'll just start just because it's fresh on the mind. But I think I know why Carolina hasn't made a change, and that's probably like 100% honesty. I think it's due to the fact that they all just got to North Carolina, to Charlotte. You know what I mean? They all moved to Charlotte
Yeah.
literally this week. I think they have probably something in the camp where they're like, "Hey, we're here together. We're on land. Let's give this one more run." Probably like because I think a lot of that's probably the only way a reason they did not make a change
Yeah,
because
that team
they
sucks.
all just got there. So I mean,
I also seen a stat where like the CDL showed like all like the maps that got taken out, and then Carolina's like 1-11 on S&D and hard points.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. They
AJ
they
on
had
all the
like the
maps that got
worst
taken out.
record. Like they were like,
Yeah.
thank God these maps are getting out.
that's actually
I think that's
Um,
part another reason why too.
but I mean, yeah, that team is horrid. I don't get because Seattle for a while has been the worst team, right? And then they come
yeah.
out
Yeah.
and they lose to Seattle. I just don't see like I just hate that there's these teams and these orgs that just don't give a fuck and they just
Yeah.
stay wherever they are. They just stick through it like LAG. Like what the fuck are you doing? You're dog shit. You gotta blow it up, brother. Like we're just like now it's not as big of a waste of
It's
money
literally
because of all the
friendship season
changes,
now.
right? Because
Do,
they're getting
do they
everything
have
back.
guaranteed
But
money?
you
I
said
don't
what?
know, bro.
Are their contracts guaranteed? Like, if they do a switch, do they still have to pay out the other
See,
guys?
that's what I
Or
don't
not?
know. Because
There's
that's like
not a
I'm
like
lot
what
of
curious.
about like
information.
God RX who like I don't know. I don't know the case with the contracts at all.
Unless they
There's
have an
not
X
a lot of
amount they
information.
agreed with. I don't know.
There's not a lot of information. There's like a lot they talk about. Like Ben will say, and people who are like involved with that will say that it's like the top players have like secure contracts versus like the bottom players do not. But there's
Mm.
like just not a lot of information like versus like professional sports where you can see literally
Yeah.
every single detail of a contract to the you know what I mean?
I think the most that we've
And,
ever known is like, oh, this person signed for like a 1+1, you know?
yeah, and that's it. The 1+1 is like the only thing motherfuckers know about in this league. So
Yeah.
besides that, but okay, well let's go back really quick to the actual match itself. Did anybody watch the Carolina Seattle game?
I watched some of
No.
it.
Okay, because
Yeah.
on paper, this game looks like Carolina won
They
on
just
just pure stats. Okay, and it looks like Seattle got slammed. Not a single person is positive.
yeah, but I
Um,
think that's mostly due to Seattle didn't win a lot of the respawns, which I think definitely skews it a lot.
Hmm.
So, because I think they only won one hard point.
Yeah, they won the first hard point 250 to 211. Then they won 6-4. Carolina won that. No, yeah. Then they won 6-4 in the S&D.
So
Got
And also
3-0 in the control.
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
control was clinical for them. So I think that's
Yeah.
where like Carolina were
The stats
basically just
kinda
stat
got-
padding.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Can move on from that game. Not a lot to talk about there. They're both kind of cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, low key, I feel like 04, like he would have been good on like another team. Like I feel like this team, he's like not helping them as much as he would have helped other teams.
Yeah,
I think he would make good on like Carolina.
Yeah,
think so.
I don't know.
Carolina,
Yeah.
you would have been good on.
Yeah.
Him for a fellow.
Yeah,
For fellow, for
Or
sure.
with-
just help out their S&D because he's an S&D star, right? So like a Slayer
Yeah.
S&D star is what he could have been on Carolina.
Right.
Which I mean, obviously they stuck. So who cares?
Yeah, man. We want to move on because it looks like Sunday was really the only day with like substantial matches, bro. 3-0 Toronto. Yeah, let's just talk about because I want to talk about the Thieves Legion game
Mhm.
because that was kind of a mixy game and it kind of and then I'll use it as a segue to talk about the roster change that we're seeing talked about right now about Purge finally being dropped.
Thank God. Vegas fans
Yeah.
around the world are rejoicing. They're
Yeah.
they're throwing their arms in the air. They're celebrating. They got the fucking confetti poppers out. Like they're having a ball right now.
Yeah.
It should have happened after last major.
It should have happened 2 majors ago at the
Yeah.
beginning of the game after
After
watching
major
this
one.
dumb fuck play. There is no way he kept his spot this long. I understand that people do stuff out of game. They're IGLs. I understand that. But when they're dropping the numbers that he drops, it is too
Yeah.
detrimental for him to still be on the team. Because you can find people who do that same shit who are just even slightly better. They could have got gunless at the beginning of the fucking game, and he does the
Yeah.
exact same thing, but slays significantly more. I just think they're so shit. I don't get why they took so long.
Bro,
Yeah.
have you guys seen his stats?
Horrible.
His overall KD is 51 in the league. There's only 48 players.
So he's had worse.
That
He's
cannot
had
be.
worse KDs than players that have been dropped, bro. Yeah, no.
He has the worst one than God RX, bro.
See, that's crazy.
That's-
Thank God
you
our
go,
X is insane.
Yeah,
You gotta
okay.
Well,
lock
'cause
in.
That's why I asked if like these contracts are guaranteed because it could
Yeah.
be one of those things where like these teams are already getting like gouged for money anyways. So it's like, can they like some teams can really afford to drop, resign, drop, resign, but like, are they really dropping them or are they like kind of putting them on almost like a reserve kind of thing? Like you're off the main roster, but we still have to pay you out your money, and then we have to pay out the next guy that we sign in. Like, do they have like? Because I don't think there's no cap limit or anything, is there? Like,
No,
No.
No.
right? So
that's
it's
why
like,
it's
so
4
it seems
teams
to me
stacked.
like if you're an optic or a phase, either way you're gonna be good. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's why I asked that. So that might be why they elected to try to like not blow
Play
it
it
up
out.
so. Yeah, and play it
And
out a
that's
little
true.
bit
And
more.
that's true. And like I've heard on the flank and other like shows, like Purge was apparently pretty good behind the scenes for the team. So like he wasn't like a guy that was like chalking dope apparently. Which is like okay. So like you said, Zed, it really well could be something like that. Like maybe they went all out and gave him a really good contract. And they were like, fuck, like that shit didn't pan out, I guess. But
And it just didn't work out.
But I just
I
think
mean-
with that, like, even if he got a really good contract, there's so many challengers players who would just want a spot. Like, you could give them the minimum who are better than him, and they would have taken it because they just
for
want a
sure.
spot in the league.
there's
So, like, you're still losing money, but at the end of the day, you have a higher chance. Like, that team is good, bro. Without Purge, they'd be
Yeah.
getting some
Yeah.
good placings. They would get prize money back.
they're definitely like a T5 team if without. But okay, I think here's the thing though with saying that, like the Legion is already such a bottom of the barrel team that I think even another league minimum is killing them right now financially. You know what I mean?
It
because
might be.
Mhm.
you know, because Attach was also probably not a cheap signing. Like no matter what, they
No.
probably threw like they were talking about Temp getting the bag back in the day. I'm like maybe Attach took a hit because Attach is that kind of guy. You know what I mean? But like this is such a bottom of the barrel team that they're truly was just like, even if it's $1,000 a month, bro. Like even if that's what the fucking league minimum is, that might just be killing it, bro. So anyway, think that's
No,
enough
that's a good-
about the Vegas Legion. I want to stay on this game for a second. Joe Deceives. This was his first match back in the roster, correct?
Yep.
They were
Absolute
pretty good.
Get that boy
incredible game.
Afro
1.2.
out of there. Now, I'm
Yeah,
not sure if you
get
guys
that
know
boy
this,
out.
but I kind of take credit in Joe's skill because I scrimmed him
Thank you,
back in
thank you.
MW2.
Oh,
That whole LAG roster. So, yeah.
oh, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Hydro.
Yep, it was on Hydro. See, Joe's a big fan of me.
Tuesday. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh,
Um,
also,
Film
it
rock.
wouldn't have been on Sunday, I don't think.
'Kay.
But did you guys see Boston play? Did you guys watch that match?
Yeah.
I did not.
Snoopy
played
looked a
pretty
lot
close.
better, but
Did
they
he?
Yeah.
still have the exact same problems of not winning S&Ds. So like I don't get like they're the same team essentially. Like Snoopy stands out more for sure,
Mhm.
dropping more kills. His KD might be better,
Hey,
but
had
they're
100
no,
kills,
they're
though.
not going to win any more series because they still can't win S&Ds. They still suck
Yeah,
ass.
bro. Yeah, bro.
Bro, that map too, they were up 5-2 and they just literally
They
just hit a sprint
throw.
button, bro.
Yeah,
That boy Beans almost had 20k damage, bro.
that boy Beans has
Look at
beans for you, bro.
Priesta
He
and
just be
Pentagram,
yelling.
bro. 3 and
Yeah,
4 kills.
Wait, what is that, bro?
Crazy.
I
I
mean,
think
we'll
I think
see.
that's kind of
they're-
the problem with that team, bro. I don't know.
You said what? What, Joe?
I said I feel like Priesta is kind of like a problem on that team. He has a 0.7 in search. He's 50th in the league.
It's always really hard to say with Priesta, bro.
You
Because
said
it's like
50,
you look at
yeah.
Priesta's
Yeah.
stats and you're like, okay, he's not that good. But then you remember that he's literally tied for the most winningest player in the CDL. And you're like, okay, well, he's
Yeah.
doing something. Like,
Mhm.
he was a big part of that subliner squad. He was on MW 2019 phase, no?
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
maybe he just gets carried to all of these because he's playing with literal gods in their
That is true.
respective games. But,
sure.
I mean, he has to be doing something right for people to, one, still
we were
want to
all
play with him and win.
questioning, Like, why did they drop him after they won Worlds?
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
maybe
see
there's
why
something
now.
that we're not seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he's just like, yeah.
But I do think that with him dropping him, I think it was confirmed that it was mostly just money, no?
I think so. I think that is.
I think they
What
just
were you
didn't
saying,
want to.
Zeke? He wanted more.
Yeah, he wanted
Think
more
that-
than they were wanting to pay him.
Oh, okay. No, that makes sense.
I think that was the main
And
So
reason.
they
then
were willing
that-
to pay, but not just him.
And then that makes sense because didn't Sib say he took a pay cut to go to?
Yes, he took a
and
pay
why is
cut
that?
to go to New York as
Yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to getting paid, quote, significantly more
So
to play for
you
Boston.
know that they just tossed a bag at that trio, bro.
Yeah.
They just said, "Yo, Paco, yo, Skies."
I mean, you have
Oh,
to,
dog.
especially
would too.
Paco and KiiRz. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, bro. Especially
Crazy
those two as a duo, just so good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Do we want to move on to the last match?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Phase
we'll
optic
talk
match?
about it.
Yeah,
talk
no,
about
I want to
Phase
start with the fact
optic,
that
phase.
like truly fucking insanely good series because of how close this entire fucking every single map was.
We should have
Like,
won 3-0,
Absolutely.
but we didn't. Because we can't
that's
beat
what I
FaZe to
absolutely.
save our life.
There's a whole lot of trolls from Optic, bro.
Yeah,
A lot of
we,
trolls.
we threw like every round of S&D and the control.
Yeah, because I heard we had advantage on a few of them, and
We
then
lost
just
like two
fucking-
4v2s. We got like
Mhm.
8 first bloods and lost most of them.
You can't do that. That's unacceptable.
Look,
That's
and
actually
like
unacceptable.
especially being an Optic fan for a few years now. Obviously, I wasn't always because I didn't watch competitive COD. But being an Optic fan for a few years, even I've kind of fallen into this like, oh, like yeah, we're doing pretty good. Like we're competitive with these guys, even though we haven't won anything. And like honestly, bro, like I'm just kind of tired of it. Like it's
Major
cool.
One Vanguard.
Yeah, but that's Major 1 Vanguard. Think
was two-
about
that's 2 years
that.
ago.
That's
Yeah, no,
so long
like,
ago,
you're
bro.
That's what he said.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, like, I'm sick and tired of, like, okay, yeah, we're, like, a pretty good squad. We just can't close it out, guys. We'll get them next time. Like, we got to start closing these fucking series out, bro.
You know
We
who this
can't
team
be
reminds
making
me
these
of, bro?
mistakes.
The Cowboys.
We are the
They-
Cowboys
they-
of the
they-
CDL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said a while back too. We're
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Cowboys.
It's just
I
unfortunate.
think it's just like they needed like a sports psychologist. Honestly, I think that's what they need.
They
because
might.
I think, to your point, Joe, when you're like the number one on paper or like hype wise brand or whatever, you have
Yeah.
that expectation to win, and I think that they're like, it's in their heads, man. I think FaZe is like the Patriots. They know how to win. I don't think they even go into these games like, oh, we're playing to win or we're playing to lose. Like they're not losing anything. They're just, we know how to play COD, we know our system, we know how to run in certain situations, and we're gonna get it done. Versus with these guys, I feel like they get into this with some sort of a chip on their shoulder, like they have to win or whatever, and then you're
Yeah.
kind of playing not to lose. And when you play not to lose, you're kind of like you're not you can't really play your game. You're kind
Yeah.
of slow. You're hesitant. You're making weird decisions and you're doing weird, funny things.
You
I
get
think
really
it's
prone
all
to make
in their
mistakes.
head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly, right?
Absolutely.
And so I think they just gotta like fucking lock in and understand, like, yo, you guys are like, on paper, you have the best team in the fucking game, and you
Very
guys have
true.
proven you proved it major too when you guys we were undefeated, prior to
Yeah, we were
us
undefeated for the
facing
qualifiers.
Yeah.
or whatever, right? It's like, yeah, so it's like you can do it. Just fucking close out. Keep the game simple. Go back to your fundamentals. Like, there's no reason why you have like 8 first bloods. You lose 2v4s. Like, there's no fucking even in the season or even in the series before we actually faced FaZe in the grand final, when we got brought back down and we had to, was it subliners
Yeah,
that we had to play
subliners
for
and
that?
losers final.
Yeah, and we played FaZe that first game and we lost. Celium was obliterating us 2v1s or whatever it was, 4v2s, and it was Cell doing it to us, like, or Simp or somebody. Like, it's like, just hold irons. They have to come to us, finish your kills. Like, I have that play with Kenny back, when it was in Terminal. I forgot. I think it was Cell back in like Burger or something. And Kenny just pushes out and gets fucking just shit on.
Yeah, we
And it's
overheat.
like, okay, now, or whatever it was. Like it's like, bro, like,
Yeah.
just chill out, play COD, do your
Yeah.
thing. But
And I wonder
at
what
some
it
point,
is too.
accountable.
Like, yeah,
I
I
hear you.
honestly thought that, like, obviously Scump retiring is a big hit to Optic. He's one of the most skilled, but I honestly thought we were going to win more with his retirement, and obviously, like, we're still to see, right? Like, this is our first full year, like our first full year as one squad, so we'll see how it works out. But I don't know what it was. I just, in my head, thought that, like, Scump on the team equated to negative ice, because that was just, like, the only, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the only remaining factor in all of those teams of Optic that, like, if we got slammed or, like, lost a close map 2 or, like, got reverse swept in a map 2, we just weren't going to win the series. And I've seen improvements with that with this team. I don't know if, but I don't know if, like, not closing these games out is like I don't even know what this could be. We have 4 of the most skilled players on the planet on our team, like, just individual pure skill. We have them on our team, right? And we just can't win a fucking game against you guys this year.
Might be
Us
just because you
playing
had a
on that
mental.
feeling. It took us a while to get over that.
2
hump,
years,
too.
man. It took us to
Yeah,
beat you guys.
Yeah, it was the
Trust me.
opposite for a while, where
Yeah,
y'all were the
yeah.
godlike team and you just couldn't beat us, and now it's the
Yeah.
opposite, I guess.
I think at this
Even
point
in
it's probably
that
just a mental. I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
happened to
go
us
ahead.
last year. We had like a mental against Optic. So I think
Yeah.
the roles are just switched now.
It's Draza, man. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted this nigga Draza on Optic so badly. I wanted him.
Yeah, he's just
if
making y'all
Draza's
move
on
different.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
yo, my opinion is he's bringing that like OG like villain shit out again, bro. Like he's making us
He's
like
eight.
yeah. He's like
Exactly.
yeah,
like
And he's
Ache,
just
Troy.
making y'all know, like I always hear Ake say it, but, like, Cell, Simp, and Abizi are probably the best trio.
Mhm.
Probably gonna go down as the best trio ever.
Yeah.
And y'all weren't walking around, weren't going into maps like y'all know it. But now with
Yeah.
draws there, like, y'all look like that. Like, you guys know that you are some of, if not the most skilled players in the lobby.
absolutely, bro. It's like probably we'll see, bro, but it might go down as like one of the better pickups in FaZe history, bro. Like just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just in, like because that's what we were lacking like after Cold War. Cause Alec maybe wasn't as much as like what Draza is, but he still kind of brought that energy. Like you saw it when we were winning on the cams and on
Yeah.
stage. He was the guy getting up, that big ass motherfucker. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Like talking a little bit of shit, trolling and shit. But like then we lost that shit, lost that. But yeah, bro, Draza, bro, I love it, man.
Great pickup.
FaZe
for you guys,
Draza, bro. FaZe up, man.
Wow.
FaZe up, man.
Well, do we want to talk about the recent information that got released today regarding the CDL?
Yeah.
This might be some of the best news I've heard.
Ever since
No,
the CDL started.
Yeah.
No,
What
absolutely.
is it? Expansion. They get to profit off of merch and merch and like bundles and stuff now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
They
more
eliminated
buy-in. They get a refund. All
buy-in.
the teams that bought in get a refund of their money. They're allocating $2 million to each team who hosts an event, just to help pay for it
not
all.
bad.
An extra $2
See,
million.
can I
That's
just say something real quick
massive.
about that?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Like our community was correct through and through. When everybody was like,
Yep.
"This is a whatever $1 billion company doing this," da 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 da. It was never a money issue on their end. They knew that they were screwing us over. Because
They
how
just
are you
didn't want
gonna
to pay.
refund all the money now? Like you had the money.
Yeah. It's been sitting in a
Like
like a bank account chilling.
you no, bro, no.
Yeah.
The way that these guys shot themselves in the foot, I don't get it. Like are these execs just that like I get business people being greedy,
Yeah.
but that greedy to the point where you have to like kill your project just to fix it again? Like why can't
Yeah.
you just make a solid project from the get-go and let's write it up?
No, absolutely.
Like I don't know, that pisses me off because like oh so you're really so we didn't have to have a buy-in. You just that was arbitrary. You just wanted
Yep.
more money.
Yeah.
You're
Yep.
gonna give back the money, so that means so even when you took a loss, you still have reserves to give back the money.
Yeah.
Like what? No, that's crazy to me.
A
That's
quarter of $1 billion is not a little bit of money either, bro.
Nope.
not
Nope.
at all.
That's
Nope.
a lot of fucking money, bro. So
Not
then now,
worth it at all.
now with them saying that shit about like gonna be giving teams money to host events, does that mean that maybe in a couple weeks we see that Major Four actually isn't disbanded, or is this gonna be something as effective next year?
I think
The
next year.
the thing
I don't know.
the document says in the second quarter of 2024.
So we're in the second quarter as we speak.
So it
Yeah.
could be that perhaps Carolina maybe rethink their decision and maybe we get an event or maybe another team like I don't get why another team can't kind of step up and fill that void if Carolina doesn't want to host it. I get that like it's short notice, it might suck for whatever team wants to do it. Maybe no team does want to do it just because of that.
Yeah.
But I hope that at least that's an option that either Carolina change their minds or maybe another team steps up. Maybe we finally get a fucking Atlanta major. I don't get
Yeah.
how they're like arguably the
That
best
makes
and
no
most
sense, bro.
consistent
How-
team since
yeah.
the CDL and they don't get a major.
We haven't had one since 2020.
Yeah. So I mean, they gotta. I don't know.
Are they still doing that thing? Like remember when I think it was Modern Warfare 2 when they had like the challengers guys. They had some-
Oh, that is not. There's nothing been said about that. So as of right now, that's not happening.
even then, if you don't want to make it an official major kind of thing, you could do something like that. Because I was watching, Scump was talking about today's agreement that was passed on for the teams or whatever in the league, and he was saying that like one of the major issues, especially like with challengers, is how are the challengers guys supposed to prove themselves if they're only facing challengers players?
Yep.
Like if they're not, so like he wants it to be like more teams and stuff, and then like we could have challengers teams playing like pool play or whatever. Maybe if it's not like within the main season or whatever, but if it's like an event or something like that, or a few events throughout the year where they actually get to play against some of the COD teams and prove themselves, maybe win some sort of a championship or a tournament or something like that. Maybe they could do something very similar to what they did last year, and have those guys compete.
Yeah. I mean, we heard it get talked about all year how even for a while, like a few years, there's just quite literally no real path to pro right now. There's no okay, go play challengers, and if you win, you're like basically guaranteed a spot because there's players who have been winning or been doing their thing in challengers that nobody gives a fuck about because GMs don't give a shit. They half the GMs don't even know what they're looking at on a COD mini map. They couldn't tell you what any spawns are, right?
Yeah.
And secondly, the CDL also just doesn't care about their like essentially tier 2 teams in challengers. Like they just couldn't care less about funding or helping that or pushing it. And I mean, I think that's something that I've seen since challengers started is that the lack of media attention given to challengers players and challengers scene in general by Activision is just fucking absurd.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like every other sport has like their like lower tier, like NHL, they have their WHL. Football, you have your NCAA. Basketball, you have your
Mhm.
NCAA. Like that media attention thing was like that's a huge point because even if they do host these guys or they do give the challengers guys an opportunity to compete or whatever route that they think is the perfect route to go to pro or whatever, if we don't know who these guys are, if you don't know who these teams are, like it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like nobody can
No.
really, no, there's no buzz to follow, kind of thing to push them to that next level. So I definitely agree with you on that for sure.
Yeah.
I think that what they should do is, I mean, and this is probably something that's not going to obviously happen this season, but maybe for like the next game, is they should have like Scump mentioned like 2K 5K tournaments like
Yep.
within kind of thing just for maybe some points or just extra bread for these teams or whatever that are not like official, let's say.
Yep.
And you could throw in the challengers guys in, and if they really want to make money, CDL executives, if you are watching wherever the camera is, CDL executives, if you're watching, if you really want to make money, license the right to have a tournament. Get with the Red Bull, get with the Monster Energy, get with the Scuff Gaming, the Scuff Gaming Invitational. License them, make them pay you a light 100,000 or whatever, just to now you can run a COD tournament for us, yada yada yada, and then you can have some of these other teams go into this tournament, and we can have more COD, we can have more buzz, and with your marketing associated with your brand, it's more marketing.
Yeah.
Simple, and then you get paid more.
More
And then
money.
you just cut a deal with the viewership. You cut a
That
deal.
is true.
It's like
More money,
that's not.
more
I think
views.
that's simple.
But
Simple.
more work, and they don't like that. So why would they do
Mm-mm.
that when they can just have
I'll
a
do it for
shitty
free.
CDL?
I'll run it for free.
Don't kill me.
Bro, and no bullshit though. You even saying that, there's probably a lot of people that would. People that actually care about the scene would put in their own time and work to see that shit happen and to see
yeah.
this scene actually do well.
Oh yeah.
But they just don't care.
Absolutely.
They don't care.
It's similar to what you were saying about the challengers players. Like a lot of these guys will just to get the opportunity to play for a pro team, they do that shit for free. Give
Yep.
them $20. Get some McDonald's. We'll play.
Bro,
I know
literally
for a fact
just pay for their
assume
apartment.
you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like, hey, pay for my accommodations for that weekend or whatever it is or whatever, like, or like that qualifiers period or whatever. You get that sorted, boom. I'll show up. I'll pay my own ticket. I'll fly myself over there,
Yeah.
kind of thing, and
No,
let's
exactly.
get it popping. You know, COD is a very grassroots community, and it's a grassroots game, and that's how it was built. It was the fans who built it to now you guys are playing at stadiums and stuff like that. Before it was these LAN tournaments that freaking your mom and your auntie were doing concession at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're willing to do this, but I don't know what their issue is.
Yeah.
I'm here not to get fined, so I'm ashamed.
Oh my
But
god.
speaking of which, are we done with like the this week's matches and stuff like that, or
Yeah, we could probably
do
move
you have any predictions or anything? Do you want to do?
We gonna do that?
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I honestly maybe we could put the prediction. We'll figure out if Joe is gonna be back, and I'd say we could do that if you want to. But now that Joe's not here, I guess we could actually talk to the real goat
Hey guys,
because
it's me.
I was talking about John Cena.
He's behind me. You just can't see him.
You can't see him.
Yeah,
No.
bro.
No, but because I remember I've had so many conversations with New Life, and it's like when we talk about you, not only just like from COD, it's like why the fuck is it that every time this guy picks up any fucking game, freaking Club Penguin, you start playing tomorrow, the next day you get on the game, and this guy's maxed out,
Yeah.
and he's got everything figured out. He picks up Val, he's just frying. Like I think I posted a clip of you on our TikTok.
Yep.
And I think you were playing Val, and you sent me some clips or whatever, and guys were like, "Oh, he's cheating. Like,
Yeah,
oh. I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
I
you just
mean,
don't know anything."
I've taken a lot of breaks from Val, so I'm nowhere near as good as I was or where I could be. But yesterday I dropped 47 in Val, which isn't
47?
common. Isn't common for. I know Zelly, you don't play tac shooters, especially Val
That's
that
nasty,
often.
bro.
But yeah,
47 is stupid, bro.
Like like what is it? Like is it
What
just like
agent?
I was playing Reyna, so like I was like, I'm killing, I'm slaying motherfuckers, bro.
That's crazy.
yeah,
My bad.
you're-
What were you saying, though? My bad. My bad.
No, but I wanted to know like kind of like tell us like your gaming journey, bro. Like how did you like get into this? And like were you always like was it always natural to you? Like I remember when I was like growing up in Texas or whatever, I was a basketball guy. Actually, I was a soccer guy. I wanted to play soccer. I have African family, so none of my family played football. I'm first generation playing football. And the only reason why I played football was because all the kids, at recess, they were like, we're playing football, we're playing football. So I wanted to be cool with them. And so I went out and I played football. And like, I remember picking up the football and throwing it for the first time and just watching them. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I know how to throw a football. Like, nobody had to teach me how to do it. Nobody had to teach me how to like dribble a basketball kind of thing, like it just came naturally. Like, is that something that was like for you and like with gaming? Like, is that, or like, did you have those moments where like you picked up your first FPS or whatever and like you were just shit, but you just
Um,
really like progressed to where you're at now? Like how did that go?
the earliest that I can remember, I mean, I would just my dad obviously plays games. You guys all know this.
Yeah.
So he got me into it, and I remember being like a literal like toddler baby, whatever, right? Just sitting on his lap and like playing games, right? And then when I was old enough to obviously do it on my own, uh, I remember I would be playing. This was like MW3, MW2, whatever. I'd be playing, and I was pretty good, so I was still like shitting on motherfuckers, bro. And then my dad would be the one like on the mic, and he'd be like talking shit to everybody because they'd all like be like, "Oh man, fuck you, like fucking bitch," and he'd be talking shit to everybody while I'm the one playing. Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess, and then I started playing BO2. I liked quick scoping, and then I just kind of that's how I played like every COD. After that, I was just like a quick scoper for a long ass time. I didn't really play competitively or like sweat or anything. I just tried to quick scope and have fun, and that's really where it all started. But I would say, as long as I can remember, I've known that I'm kind of better than all of my peers when it comes to gaming. And obviously, everybody that I play with also acknowledges that. Nobody's like, "Dude, you fucking suck. Like, you got a big ego for nothing, dude." Like, everybody's like, like people try not to say it to my face to inflate my already large ego, but
Right.
when it comes down to it, I know that they know and think as highly of me as I would expect them to, kinda. So I don't know what it is. Like maybe I was ass back in the day, and I just maybe remember it differently. But as much as I can remember, I've just kind of always been good with video games in general, even like not even shooters, which is kind of weird. Like some
Right.
games are obviously harder for me to pick up, and some games I don't like, so I don't try as much. But honestly, with that being said, though, me being better than most of my peers at games has ruined a lot of games for me as well. And I
Yeah.
don't know if I mentioned this to you guys, but like that's killed so many games for me because when I'm starting off at the same as my friends, but I'm already a little bit ahead of them, it gets like hard for me to literally understand how they aren't doing what I'm doing. Uh,
Yeah.
and that becomes a big problem. And then obviously, like I talk about this with Overwatch all the time. Like it got to a point where I couldn't play with any of my friends, and I had like 4 different Smurf accounts just to play with people because I was too high of a comp rating, and I don't care for unrated in all of these games. Like I only really like playing comp, and that's kind of just how I've always been.
Yeah.
Other like starting probably like when I met you, Zelly, when you introduced me into comp COD in MW 2019, that's when I kind of started seeing like, okay, like there's a whole new side to this game that isn't just gun skill. Like there's a whole lot of knowledge that I haven't even tapped into. Like, obviously inherently, just by playing the game and feeling it out, I can read spawns. I spawn into a brand new hardpoint map. You can kind of feel out where the next hardpoint is going to be, right? You get a general idea of how shit works. So even before Comp COD, I kind of had an understanding of all of that. But
Right.
then, like, it was really cool to get into Comp COD. And I feel like ever since then, I've been improving a lot with just like fundamentals and like playing the game the right way rather than like I used to be a little cracked out fucking kid on fucking 16, 18 cents, just quick scoping motherfuckers, bro, like
Yeah.
going for clips and shit. Um, that also kind of sucks in a way because it's really hard to judge like, oh, I'll get like a nice 4-piece and flip these spawns out and I feel really good about it. Then I go watch it back, but it's like just like 4 kills where I'm just like laying down or like using fundamentals, right? And it's like nothing like, oh man, I quick scope these 2 dudes. I've turned around 360 this dude. Like it's kind of hard for me to transition my brain from that into these regular, more like subtle clips that like people who watch COD and understand COD, they'll know what's going on and they'll be like, holy shit, that's gas. But people who don't won't be able to.
Fair.
Casuals and stuff like that.
Very fair.
No, that's fair. And actually, you actually bring up a really good point there because, like, I remember I was watching, I was just like scrolling through Instagram or whatever, and there was some, some chick who was playing, and I guess she's like sponsored by Monster or something like that. She's probably some sort of streamer. I don't even know who it was, or whatever. And she had like a pretty nasty clip or whatever. It was in Search and Destroy, and like she like 1v4s these people or whatever. Then I saw it and I was like, wait a minute, 6? Oh, you're in normal Search and Destroy. Like,
Yep.
people think that that's dope. Like, and don't get me wrong. Like, it's not easy to get a 1v4 even in 6v6 or whatever, even if it's a bot lobby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's still an impressive play, right? At the end of the day, but it's like a lot of those players that you're playing, like, they're just flying at you. Nobody's holding angle. Nobody knows the god spots. Like,
Yeah.
you're just flying and reacting and doing stuff. Go to a 4v4. Let's see you do that over there. And I bet you she couldn't do that over on a 4v4 in ranked play because it's a different dynamic, right? Like, it's a whole different thing. So like, it's funny how you kind of brought that up where it's like, yeah, I might have had like a dope play, but I was playing in the right way, but it's not as sexy, so to speak,
Yeah.
at getting an actual crazier clip, doing all this other crap or whatever. If that's kind of what I'm getting at from that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it is. Like, obviously, that's not to say like flashy clips don't happen. Like the one that I can think of is like the 1v4 that I got on Control. And obviously that's like a clip that like people who don't even know what's going on will understand like, okay, yeah, wow, that was pretty good aim. But what other people won't understand is that if you're watching, you see my teammates are dead. Like, we lose that game if I do not pop that 4, which I think like added to it in my eyes. Because I watched it and I'm like, I watched my teammate get blooded from mid. I hear Rose crybaby cheesing about how Bones pushed him off the map. Bones is coming off spawn. And then I just 4-dead this whole team that would have just stacked a point and won. So like that just adds like a whole new element. And even when I'm watching other clips, I'm like, okay, wow, this dude just pinched and got a 1v3 to win them these rotations for them to win the game. Or like something like that. Like that's a whole new level, which I really like.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
I think like dead ass, honestly, dude, like I really hope that like there's a place for you in this game, whether that's you coaching a team, whether that's you owning a team, whether it's you being a fucking codcaster. Ultimately, I want you to play the fucking game. I want to see you play. I think you're like I remember on that bus when we went to that freaking tournament. Because story time. Like, I coached AJ in basketball when he was a little jit in high school.
Great times.
And I remember Nathan and them were like, "Oh, dude, AJ's sick," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, like he's cool. Like, he's probably cool." Like, and I wasn't even nothing crazy either, but I knew like there is that level of comp COD. Like, you guys know me. Like, I'm not great or anything. Like, I understand the game, sure, but I'm not top whatever in the world. Like. But then I'm like, I'm not thinking that was what they were meant when like we were playing with you. Then we played with you MW.
Yeah.
Bro, it's piecing up kids like with a sniper and like every time you're in like a 1v3 or 1v2, it's you and Bones. I literally like don't even have like I'm not even scared. Like I don't feel round 11 not scared. Like they could do that.
Yeah,
like,
it's
they can.
It's funny you say that because that always like takes me back to obviously I didn't get the clip. Newy got it partially on his stream, but the 1v4 I got really early game in Terminal.
Yeah.
And I like this could sound like cap, whatever, but I literally swear to you on everything, I saw it come down to a 1v4 round 11, and I thought in my head, there's no one else better for this situation than me. Like, that's just what goes through my head when I get down into these clutches. It's like, this is what I fucking do. Like, there's
Yeah.
nobody else I'd rather want. Like, if I was spectating right now, I'd be like, oh, shit, we lost. Whatever. Because
Yeah.
it's me, I know we're winning that shit.
No, absolutely.
I feel the exact same way. I'm like, you know what,
Come on,
man?
man.
Like, if there's anybody to do it, it's gonna be Age. Just
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, we'd be like, just watch. I remember there was one game we played, and we are playing with some random, and he's like, oh man, just game, and I'm like, just watch.
I have a
And you
clip
wouldn't-
of you. We were playing Express in Cold War on League Play, and I dropped like 20-3. Like I went like 20-3 or something in Express S&D, and I just remember it was like a 1v3 to like end the game, and I just remember you in the game chat shouting like, yeah, that's a guy, like remember the fucking name, he's gonna be in the league, like da da da. I just always think about that shit. It's just premium gas.
That's premium.
like
guys.
seriously, like that. Yeah,
real
I think
shit,
you're-
though.
Guys. Like dead ass, like I will petition to this day. Like I don't know if I have to send emails every fucking day to these teams personally. Give you a shot, especially if you play with guys that are at your caliber.
That's
Yeah.
been the
I-
hardest part.
You know, like yeah, how is that though? Like, do you find that improves your game because you got a lot of guys that really know what they're doing on the same pars? You know, on
It's a good
par with
question.
you. You know, or like does it
so-
trip you out a little bit?
I think it may look like it hurts my stats, right? But that's because for so long I've played this role of like, okay, I'm the only one who's really going to be slaying out. Like this is my role. And it's kind of been a lot better with playing with Rose. Obviously, Rose also kind of plays like that, a lot heavier than I do, especially now. So I've kind of more gotten into the role now that I've played with more people just in ranked play who are like obviously better and around the same skill.
Right.
I've gotten better at being a role of like, okay, this is like I'm making like game winning plays or like I'm doing what I need to do. Like I'm winning my 1v1s that are super important. I'm getting hill time if I need to, or if somebody else is sitting hill, like I'm going to go hit this row that we desperately need, or like
Yeah,
I'll
you're gonna make the
stack
play.
this control point. Like that's more what I've been. So like I think that playing with better people helps me actually like win COD. Like obviously you could put 4 skilled players on a team, but if none of them are playing the game the right way, you're not going to win regardless, even if everybody drops 60, right?
Yeah.
So I think that playing with better people, it just allows me to kind of make the right plays, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Nope.
Fair enough. So
Absolutely.
you don't have to worry as much. So you're not having to pick up slack.
Yeah, I don't have to do like literally everything in the map.
Like,
Yeah.
But
No,
man,
'cause, like,
finding
when I'm
teammates is
really
hard.
close, like, I'm really just like the hill bunny. Like everybody shits on me. They're like, "Oh, Zelly, you got 10." But then you look at like my time, and like my time's like I'm like I was on hill for like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? But I got,
Well,
like, 9.
And I think that's
But
a
it's like-
big difference between lower skilled and higher skilled people is that
Mhm.
in lower it's like one person getting all of the hill time, the other 3 getting kills.
Yeah.
Whereas in reality, you want to spread all of that amongst everybody, right? Like everybody, an ideal game. I always brought this up with the guys after CMGs, like a tough hardpoint loss or whatever. I'd always bring up how like when we win, it's because all of us have like a minute plus in hardpoint time, and probably like
Right.
20 plus kills. Like that's when we are at our best, because it's not just one person having to be like, okay, I guess I'll get in hill. Like you guys literally aren't touching hill at all. You guys are just kill whoring. No, it's like
Yeah.
everybody's doing what they need to be doing, and if somebody needs to step in hill or it's best for that person to step in hill, they do it. It's not like, oh man, this guy coming off spawn will just pick this up or like get in the hill. It's like, no, okay, I'll sit here. I know that my teammate is making the right play.
Yeah. No, exactly. And if you have a
Okay.
dedicated like hill guy,
Yeah,
and
like
he
that's
ripped
it.
off time, this guy's gonna have to find a way to fight his way back to hill.
Yeah.
And if he's
Back
the
to-
hill guy and he's used to playing fucking headies, he's fucked, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, even like the same shit happens in S&D. All these teams have different sets of like or strats where different people take the bomb and different, you know what I mean? Like it's not for the most part, you're not seeing Shotzi take the bomb 11 rounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
Right.
maybe gonna take it 4 or 5, maybe 6, but like there's gonna be times where Kenny or Dashy takes it because Shotzi's going up mid or whatever the strat is.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
the only exception though. I'm not taking the
Hi-
rock. You guys can
yeah.
have that shit. I'm not taking the rock, bro.
There you go. There you go.
Not catching.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
So then, with that being said, if you could build the ideal team, your dream team around you, so because you're usually, I mean, you could shoot any gun, so
Mhm.
I'm not gonna put you at. I think you, well, I don't know, like you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be more of an SMG type of guy when it
Mm,
comes to 4v4. But I don't know if you want to be the flex, you could be the flex.
I think that in this game
You
I've
tell-
been,
you
I've
tell
been
me.
playing a lot more of a flex role. I think that I've really done well at that, especially like I think I fucking fry with the MCW. Obviously, every map is made for it, but the MCW's just felt really comfortable with my hands. And then obviously, like I hop on a Rio, bring out a sub, I'm dropping 50. You know what I mean? So
Right,
I think
right.
I've done really good as a flex role this year. So I might put myself at the flex.
Okay, so let's say you're the flex.
Yep.
Build your team around you
Okay.
and who you want.
Current
What else?
CDL players, or what do you want? How do you want it?
Ooh,
If you
that's
ask
a
the question,
great fucking question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a great question.
let's do just
Do
current.
both.
You said do
Why
both.
would we do
Do
both?
both.
We got
There you go.
time.
Okay.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. I'll do a current first.
Yeah.
So me at the flex. Oh, but if I'm making a team, do I want myself at the flex?
There you go.
That's a good question.
Let's just keep that parameter. Let's keep that rule in there.
That
You're
I'm the
playing
flex?
Yeah, you're the
Okay,
flex.
okay,
You-
okay.
you pick-
All right. I'm probably picking up Paco as a sub.
okay.
Just feel like, like I don't know, bro. You just like will make these crazy ass plays. He'll slay out on the map. I think low key, I hate to just bring these two players together, but like I would think playing with KiiRz would be fun as fuck. Like I
Nah,
feel
yeah,
like he would just bring that energy, and obviously we already know that they complement each other super nicely. So I think he would just bring that energy and just he'd be like a fun guy to play with. And then at my main, I mean, I'm just like a big Bruce fan, so I would probably say Dashy. I just think
Dashy,
like
okay.
that team would be just vibey, be a vibey ass team.
Okay.
I like the Kiz pickup because I think he's like when you start talking about sub players in the league, a lot of people go over Kiz because you got people like Shotzi, Paco, Abe, you know what I mean? So I think Kiz is like, and it's shown
99
last
Kiz.
year and it's shown this year at times that when it matters,
He gets it done.
that
gets
guy's
it
gonna
done.
get it done, bro.
Low key
But
on like that Scump pace, how like Scump
Type
kind
shit.
of has a record of just like popping a crazy 4 to end a hard point to like ice it out if need be.
yeah,
At least in
yeah,
older games. So like he
Yeah.
might get there.
no, for real,
Okay, then let's go. Your dream team all time.
all time, bro, all time.
Wait, so are we
99.
saying? Are we just saying, like, what game we're playing this game?
We're playing this game, bro.
But then
We're
it's like the
playing this
prime
game.
versions of whatever player I say.
Yeah, like whatever. Your prime player, like let's say yeah. If you're saying Scump, let's just say you say Scump, we're gonna take it as the best form of Scump we've ever seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, unless we want to do it different, but
I mean, yeah, like we're assuming that version of Scump is gonna translate over. Like
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
assumption. For sure. Yeah.
I mean, this is gonna be like such an L answer, but like I'm probably taking Scump formal DB3.
you're gonna be the
Well, okay.
Ultimate Dynasty, huh?
Yeah, like we're the new dynasty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're taking Crimson's spot.
But also, so we're saying like right now, right?
yeah, but like
Yeah, like
yeah,
Like I like,
It's like-
me right now. No, like it's not like after a few years of playing pro. It's like me right now.
yeah, man.
Okay, then I'm
or you
probably
you at your best. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm sure, and I know you don't really know what your ceiling is necessarily because you haven't really had a chance to like prove that or like test that. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
haven't played at the highest level yet, so who knows? Like you might. Bro, you might be the greatest of all time, and nobody knows it yet. We just haven't got you in the league. You know what I mean? Like, who knows, right? But just like, like take like your mentality when you thought you were playing your best COD. Like, nobody could beat you. Like you were at your best,
I
kind of
might,
thing.
because I mean that as in like right now, if I were to be able to choose any team to join, I might pick one with like Porter on it, because
Yeah.
I feel like he could just help me understand the game, like at
Right,
a
okay.
deeper level. Obviously, the Scump DB3 formal, like they know the game, right? Damon knows the game, so obviously I don't need to change anything. But like I feel like playing with Crim6 would help me get my IQ up and like understand a lot of stuff to the game that maybe I'm just not thinking about right now. So that might be
Right.
somebody who I'd want to play with, just in terms of like an IQ, as in like right now I have very little. I just have like an kind of outside view, and then obviously like a ranked play fucking brain dead view of how to play COD.
Right.
So I think like playing with Crim6 would help. Damon would obviously help, and then Scump is Scump. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
So it'd be some iteration of those teams, either Scump, DB3, Formal, or Crim.
Right.
I like that you said. I like how you said that because, especially like I've noticed like at the pro level, especially with like the greats of like any sport, there seems to be those little like tidbit pieces of knowledge that
Yeah.
like it seems so obvious sometimes too that you're just not thinking about. Like for instance, like I used to teach. I don't know if you remember when I was coaching you guys. I used to be like, guys, you're actually playing like 8v5 basketball technically because as a defender you have the sidelines.
Yeah. I
That's
remember
not
that.
defender. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't think about it like that. Like they just think I'm playing 5v5, I'm manning up. No, you're technically double teaming when you have a guy trapped in a corner, or when you have them trapped in that middle area on the, like, half court or whatever in that little corner. You're technically 3v1 right there because they touch that line, that's a turnover. You know what I mean? So it's like those little kind of things, like that pros can give you, or like
Yeah.
veteran guys can give you. That's huge because I think it flies over a lot of people's heads.
Yeah. I agree.
But I think Scump, DB3, Formal, and me. I mean, that's just a fun team.
Oh, you guys are
Yeah.
vibing for sure.
Damon
bro.
about to get pissed though.
Don't
Yeah,
kill me.
He's gonna go play
So
Tarkov.
I saw a piece of phase content, and they were doing the thing where they like line up or whatever, and then they're like you pick one side or the other, and you go to the one side
Oh
or
yeah,
the
yeah.
next.
Like the
Kinda
agree
thing?
or like disagree thing?
Yeah, or like stuff like that, or
Or
like
would it just be like,
Preferred, like if like this,
What do
if
you
it's
prefer?
BO4 or BO3, and then like
oh, okay, yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I saw one, and I think it was um win champs or win the most majors or something.
Oh yeah, I
I
saw
think
that.
it was.
Didn't Simp take most majors or some shit like that?
Yeah, and simply I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
I
I
already
mean,
got
maybe.
two, bro. He's like, I already got
Yeah,
two, bro.
It's
yeah,
like,
and I was
guys, it's
thinking
not
maybe
even that cool for real.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Honestly, bro,
um,
winning a major in a bigger city is cooler. I'm telling you, bro.
like right. So like, I wanted to ask both of you guys, like, what do you guys like? What would you in that sense? Because
Taking
World
the
champ.
ring.
I thought it was pretty like world champs would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think he's trolling. I think Simp is like a dwarf that has a weird brain that just somehow makes him the greatest Call of Duty player of all time.
Yeah,
I love him, but that's a faded ass fucking take. World champion, bro.
Yeah,
World champion.
world champion for sure. Cause
Big
that's
rings, big rings. You know what I mean? Like when we come down to the conversation, bro, there's
Mhm.
so many players that we leave out of the greatest of all time because these motherfuckers don't have a ring. Zuma gets swept under the rug all the time as one of the greatest subs of all time because he doesn't have a ring. You know what I mean? And he
But-
doesn't actually even have that many chips in comparison. So
but then by that, do you think people would get brought up in the GOAT debate if they didn't have any rings but had the most major wins ever?
I think like if it was like substantial, yeah. Like so like
Because let's say
if
like
it-
Simp chose that and Simp had 0 rings but like 80 tournament wins.
yeah, like type shit like that. See, I would in the CDL era, I would say yeah, because pretty much every major is the world championship. Because it's not like you're not playing against multiple regions like it used to be. You know what I mean? Back in the CWL era, when it was like the first time you saw Heretics was at World Champs, yeah, that's when it was like that's so yeah, I don't know. I feel like a CDL ring does hold that like merit, but like yeah, Nah, it's a world
No, that's
champion.
a good point. I never thought about it like that. But like you might like in the CWL era, like you might just face that team
That nobody
because of
knew of.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, and you didn't get to rep it. You didn't get to really game plan aside from maybe watch some VOD,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But there's only so much you can take from VOD, right? Like you have to play them, you have to feel them out and see how they shoot, right?
Exactly.
And so like maybe winning, I mean, yeah. So champs would probably way more than oh yeah, I'm winning these majors or whatever, and I haven't seen the best of the best necessarily. Because I
Yeah.
was gonna ask you guys then, like are you really the best team in the league that year if you win champs that 1 year? Like if you pull like let's say you pull like an LA Thieves and Vanguard, like they turned it on towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like I
They
think they won the
back.
one yeah, they won back to back. So they won the one major and then they won champs
Yeah.
kind of thing. Right? So I think it's easier to say for them because they proved it. They said, yeah, we did it back to back. So okay, fair. But maybe had they not done it, or maybe they just won one major or whatever, versus like let's say a phase who were constantly first, second, first, second, first, second, first, second, but they didn't win champs. Like, are you really the best team in that season because you won that you're the one tournament where it matters, or if you won the most tournaments throughout the whole duration of the
I think in the
season?
CDL era, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I think if you win 4 out of 4 majors and then you lose champs, I think it's really tough. It's tough now because the world championship is kind of out the window. You know what I mean? It's like the only difference at champs now is the
World
fact that it's
champions of what?
world champ. Exactly. Also, it got easier. There's less teams. There's only 8 teams at champs. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, okay, technically that's to make it more competitive because it's the 8 best teams. But we all know that there's only 4 good teams, maybe 5. Um, yeah, I don't know, bro. If you went 4 for 4 and then lost champs in the CDL era, I think I would still make like depending on how much like how bad you won those fucking chips, you can maybe make the argument just because this world championship, bro, it's the same thing with just a different name now. Instead of it being the Boston Major, now you're playing the same team you played Major 3 and 4 in
Mhm.
Arlington. So now it's different. But back for a couple years there, it was in London or not in London. They didn't do champs in London, but like it was teams from different regions. So like you were really playing a world championship. So
Is
and
the
you
champs? Sorry to cut you off there, New. Is the champs format the same as the major format? So you have like a qualifier period, or
No,
not? You
the
know what I
whole
mean?
season is the qualifier period.
yeah, yeah.
Right, all
So
right,
the
right. So
bottom
like
4 teams get cut at champs time.
Yeah, so
they
it's
just
just
get
top
cut,
eight.
and then it's just a lit bracket play at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Winner losers.
Do you think that that makes
Well,
it a little bit different now? Because now it's like before you can test the waters. You know what I mean? You can play teams. You can get a feel for how guys are. You know, in a major,
yeah.
but now in champs you can't afford to lose. You know what I mean? Or I mean, you go to losers or whatever, depending on your route or whatever that you take. But
Right.
you have to win essentially. So that like that's why I feel like it kind of makes it a little bit harder. It's not
I
because I was agreeing with you on that.
I
I
see you. I see you. I see you.
I think the biggest argument is to just I feel like you just can't read it too deep because at the end of the day, these are 3-day tournaments that you could just get bracket cheesed and play the best team round 1, get knocked down to losers, and then round 2 have to play them again because they lost to some shitters for whatever reason. Or you could make a crazy run like LAG has been doing because you play the worst teams that are there and then you place higher than you actually should have in regards to where people probably rank your
Right.
team overall. So I
Yeah.
think you just like can't look at it too deeply because at the end of the day, COD is COD. It's day by day. Everybody says it. Some days you're shooting, some days you're not. Some days your controller is broken. Like I don't know. I think at the end of the day, a world championship is a world championship. It's a ring. Nobody can take that away.
Yeah. No, no, no. Yeah. I don't think I hope like me saying that shit about like the champs is saying that it's not a ring. It's just I think it compares it to talking about majors.
I get what you
Because
mean. I get what you
yeah,
mean.
because majors back in the CWL era, you could play some absolute trash teams because
Yeah.
nobody got invited, or maybe they just decided not. It's kind of like, and it's like I try not to go too much of this, but it's the same shit with the other esports, where like there's so many tournaments back in the day that like you could go and lose a lot or you could win every tournament.
Yeah.
But some of those tournaments were literally Mickey Mouse tournaments.
Yeah.
Like the best team you played there
Right.
was whatever, a top 40 team in the world. So yeah, no, but like a ring's a ring. Like a ring's a fucking ring, especially and the CDL era made it so it's the best 40, what is it, 48 players or 42 or whatever in the world,
Mhm.
quote unquote. So yeah, it's a ring. I bet. But we can move on if we want. But
Okay, cool beans. I mean, yeah, I kind of picked AJ's brain the most. I'll probably like go to sleep today and be like, oh fuck, I should have asked him that question. Or whatever.
start it up with
So,
next
I
week.
don't
Be
know.
like, hey,
Maybe
yeah.
maybe we'll do something. Maybe we'll pick Bones' brain or Rose is on. Oh, he's in ranked runs right now. But maybe we'll pick Rose
This
or
guy'd be doing this.
whatever. Yeah,
This
you
guy
do
be
that
doing
last
this,
time,
bro.
right?
Like, this is the second podcast in a row that this motherfucker is just joined halfway through into a different call.
I mean, I will say it's nice not having to readjust the cameras every single time,
Oh,
especially with people
absolutely,
leaving and
bro.
joining.
I couldn't.
Nice.
Hey, bro. It's Founders Cast, bro. Hey. The rest of the time watching format change. It's the Founders Cast from here on out.
Yep.
Are we
Yeah.
Shitters.
playing next Defiant then? Are we playing next Defiant when it? Cause
Yeah.
aren't they doing a little event?
Yeah. I already contact Aches. We already have a roster. We have
Oh,
a
wow.
an org. We have a placement in the league.
They're franchising off Rip or what?
No, but we have it.
Man.
Yeah.
The game's looking nasty. I'm not gonna lie. It's looking real. I haven't
But
been able
it's-
to try it yet.
It sucked in that fucking beta, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I had
Too
no
bad, huh?
fun in that shit. Yeah, no
Oh,
fun.
really?
Maybe that's just because I am buns, but yeah, that shit.
You
No
know,
fun.
something I think about often is like we all share the same sentiment of like if we could have a full 4-man COD roster from here, like that is the perfect situation. And then like you think about it and you think about the one person from here that we have on the COD team and like it's crazy to think how much shit had to click into place just for me to even be here.
Yeah.
And like how
Oh,
differently it would
yeah.
be if one thing changed. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zelly doesn't take the volunteering coaching job, or I don't
Yeah.
put the trolley I'm esports ready in my bio from an inside joke that I had with Nano. That's the only reason that was there. And that's
Right.
what got Zelly to look at it, right? Because you brought that up to me. You were like, oh, yeah, I saw your bio, da-da-da. Or like just
You were
small
like,
things
I'm
like
just
like
doing-
imagine I just didn't play basketball that year. I just was like, I didn't even want to. Or like I got cut. Like how many things just had to fall into place for that to even happen? And it's just like bums me out, man. Because I wish we could have like imagine we're just in Newy's basement. And sorry, Newy, to use your place, but you know yours is like the crib. You know, like we're just in your basement, just 4-man landing on a tournament for like $150 even. Just 4 people all from here. We all get along. We can go out to team dinners and shit. Go play basketball as a team. Like
It's the move.
Well, and that's what I was saying too, because I was like, okay, like even if I can't get you guys in like challengers or like CDL or whatever, you know, that college COD thing is easy to do. It's actually very easy. All I have to do is go to RDC, say, hey, I want to start a club, and it's really a club. It's just
Yeah.
like a video game club, and then they'll facilitate us. That's what gets us eligible to be able to put RDC's brand on our team to go and compete there.
I
But
do
the
it,
problem
bro.
is nobody, like, I could be like, hey AJ, go take a bullshit like digital marketing course.
well,
It's
okay,
like
kitchen strays.
I'm just saying, like, you know, like if you didn't want to like do like a freaking bachelor of fucking science.
Yeah,
or
no,
something,
I
like,
get what you mean. Just like an easy course that's like I'm just
Yeah,
there to
like-
pass time.
just so you're school eligible or whatever, right? Like take a course and then like we can have a squad. But like I don't know anybody else in this region, in this area that plays Call of
That's the
Duty.
thing,
Like,
bro. And I asked motherfuckers, nobody plays COD, bro.
No. And they do
or
their
when they
Warzone
do,
games.
they're like, yeah, it's Warzone, or they're like the most inconsistent. Like, why can't people just like have a conviction and know what the fuck they want? Like, I'm not gonna name names, but New Life, you know who a certain Serbian motherfucker that we know. That's like, oh yeah, like I'm down. But then it's like when it comes down to it, like let's scrim, like let's just play, let's just chill and see if you're down for it.
Yeah.
Crickets.
And that's
Like,
the biggest thing with COD kids in general. That is every COD player that I've ever spoken to. And it's so fucking annoying, bro. Because then you make all
So
these arrangements. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm so down. So you make the arrangements for them to be put onto the team, and you get everything filled out, right? You're like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I got a scrim set up for this day, da da da. This time they're like, oh yeah, I'll be there. Great. Comes just like, yeah, 30 minutes. We're about to hop on and shoot bots. Where you at? No response. Yo, like they're in the lobby right now waiting. Like, what's up? No response. 3 weeks later, they're like, oh yeah, not naming any names, but they're like, oh yeah, I've been running with other teams. My fault. So
Oh, yeah,
Oh, we
that's
can
why-
definitely
yeah,
name
yeah.
that.
What's
We
that
can
boy-
Okay.
definitely
what's that
name
boy
that.
name? What's that
We
boy-
can definitely name him. I saw him on my freaking. Oh, what's his name again? Frick.
Jens,
You know, Jen.
Jens,
Bro,
man.
he got
And
dropped
my
from his
thing
team
was,
too.
Got
good.
dropped.
Good ratings.
Got
Good
dropped a
ratings.
week later.
Bro, because we waited for that dude. Like after his friend, he's like, "Oh, my friend has to like was gonna drive home drunk." We're like, "Bro, it's all good." Like the vibes was good, and then we play a couple CMGs with him.
Yeah, and he was
and
cool.
like we had good records too.
We
Like,
weren't
it
even
wasn't,
playing
like,
with like our full team. It was me, you, Rose, and him. You didn't even stick around
like
for
a
Bones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, bro, if you just like would have just played 2 more times with us, bro, like what? Who knows what could have happened from this point on?
Oh,
Like,
for
we could've
real?
just-
That's real.
who
Yeah.
knows, right? So it's like that frustrates the fuck out of me too, because like it's not even like these guys are coming in and playing with us and we're so shit and it's turning them off and now they're like then they ghost us. It's like we were playing good COD with not our full best roster that we intended on putting in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just ghost us or you join a new team or whatever. But good thing you got fucking dropped. That's why you got dropped.
You're
Who said that? Was
watching.
that-
Yeah. That's why you got it's the Clayster, the coach for fucking complexity back in the day. Or no, who was it? It was Aches, and then the coaches looked like a fucking like a puppy copying his owner. Like Aches was like,
Yeah,
"That's
yeah.
why you got dropped." He's like, "Yeah, that's why you got dropped." Whoa.
Bro,
Oh god.
and the other thing is like I don't know where some of these kids get the confidence to think that they're challengers level.
You know what, bro? It's the same place
You know-
people get confidence in everything. False confidence, excuse me. And it's just watching too many YouTube videos.
Just be
watching too many
self-aware, bro.
videos.
Like you're not out here being like,
I
yeah,
thought he was great.
I'm gonna go try and find a challengers team, man. Hey, y'all should pick me up. Like that's because you both here, like you guys are good at COD, right? But you guys aren't challengers level, right? And we're all aware of that. You guys are aware of that. You understand your own limits.
Mhm.
But some of these
I think
motherfuckers don't.
It's
confidence.
it's so cool when you watch like Tom Brady or like Michael Jordan and be like, oh yeah, I'm here to dominate, and like I thought I knew I was gonna win all the time, like whatever. Like kids just like think that you could say it.
You gotta back it
know,
up.
I
bro.
have you have to it's self-awareness, but like I'm starting to realize that it's so hard to be self-aware, and I think it's because we live in a society where we've told kids that it's bad to be insecure. Insecurity is what's gonna force you to want to be better.
Yeah, bring
Period.
back bullying, bro.
Like
I've been preaching that for years, Newy. Hey, you can go back on some MW 2019 clips. I said it. I said it.
Bring it back, bro. Bring it back, bro.
no, but dead ass, like
So I got skinny
even when I
for a
played
bit.
basketball, like I was one of the top players in the province, but I was always like looking at the rankings and like, man, this guy's 6'7". Oh my god, I have to be so. Oh man, he dribbles the ball this way. Oh, this guy shoots like Stephen Curry, but when I shoot, even though I make it, it looks ugly. Like I need to. Like I was always insecure about my game, and it forced me to get into the gym, get into the lab, and get better. These
Yeah.
kids are like they're told that you can achieve everything. You could whatever your heart's desires, whatever your biggest dreams are, you can achieve it. Like you're special. No, you're not. You're actually not special. You have to earn it. There's only 1% of the world that can say, less than 1% of the world that can really say, I'm the GOAT. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm special. Like, what? What are we talking about?
That's what it
here?
was like for
And
me
it's-
in MW2 when like Rose was really on the team. Cause like for a while it was like me and Bones. See, y'all were gassing me, obviously. What are you gonna gas from Bones? Then Rose came, and Rose is actually good. So you guys were gassing him, and I'm like, nah, I need my gas. Y'all gassing the wrong guy. So
Right,
then, you
right.
know, now I'm him.
Come
I
on,
wanted
man.
to, I don't know how much
Come on,
I
man.
wanted to transition over to something though real quick.
Of course, man.
NBA playoffs around the corner.
Yep.
In the play on, and there's a play-in game right now.
Holy shit.
Play in. Oh yo, say
Is it
word.
Warriors
Yeah,
Kings?
Lakers are about
shit.
to choke this game to the Pelicans, bro, and I'm gonna laugh my ass off. That's what I've been watching.
Is
on
it
my
one
side.
game? Is it one
I think
game we
it's-
get in?
I think it's only one, no?
No, I think
Or
they play
best of three
2.
or something?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. My knowledge on the NBA has gotten very little in the past 2 years with the way
Oh,
the
yeah,
league is. So,
No, facts,
I thought it was
facts.
2 though.
but I am watching this, and
But then how would that work though if it was 2? Because like, what if you draw? Like, do they go points for points
yeah,
against?
they
Like,
just
wouldn't it be
tie.
like
They
three?
both get kicked out. If you tie, they both get kicked out.
Well,
Both
no, no, no,
challenge,
no,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
It's like 2 games as in like different teams.
Oh, is it
Like the
okay.
winner of the higher seed, if they win their first game, they make
Yeah.
it. But then if you're like I think it's like 7-8 play each other, and then like 9-10 or whatever the fuck it is, right? And if you were part of that 7-8 and you won the first one, I thought it was that you get in on like the 7th seed or whatever, and you'd play the 2, and then the 9 and 10, the winner
That
of that would
initial
play the
game-
loser of the first one.
My brain hurts, bro.
I think that's what it
Yeah,
was,
so-
but I could be wrong.
so
'Cause
what's-
Hold on,
that
hold on.
was
I
a
got you.
while
I
ago.
got you. I got you. I got you. So yeah. So 8 teams are playing right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so the winner of game 4, so that whatever that'd be the winner of Atlanta Chicago plays the loser of game 3, and then the winner of game 2 plays the loser of game 1. That's the best way to describe it. And then I think whoever
So you could still lose your first game in this play-in and still make the playoffs. Is that kinda
Yes.
how
If
I'm
you're
reading it?
the higher seed, though.
if you're is that what it is?
If you're the 7-8. If you're 9-10 and you lose, you just get kicked out.
yeah.
That's it.
Oh.
But so like Lakers Pels, if Pelicans lose this, they would go on to play the winner of Kings Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And if the Lakers lose, like they're out. Is that
No, no, no.
is
If
that what it
Lakers
is?
lose, then they would play the winner. But whoever wins this game just immediately gets that 7th seed.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see. So you kind of have like 2 cracks at it essentially, almost to make it.
If you're
depending
7-8,
on-
yes. But if you're
Okay.
9-10, you only get 1. But you have to win
Okay.
twice if you're 9-10.
Man,
That's actually kind of crazy.
Now, who you guys got
I just
winning?
want the Lakers.
Lakers gonna make a choke. They're gonna choke it. I'm foreseeing
then-
this in the future. You're gonna watch this in a week from now. Go ahead.
Who do we have winning the whole thing?
Yep, the finals.
I'm gonna go with my heart here, and I want Dallas to win. I want Luca to get one, and I want Kyrie to get another one. I think Kyrie got snubbed for Team USA as well, by the way. But
That's kind of crazy.
Who got the final spot?
Kawhi.
Who are the guards on Team USA?
I just got that pulled up. Let me pull up the roster here.
I got it right here.
Actually, yeah, New Life, you do it. You're always quicker at doing this shit than I am.
Kill me.
I see Steph.
Yeah, it's hold on. They didn't really.
Steph,
It's
Book,
Steph, De'Aaron
Drew.
Fox, Tyler Hero, Josh Hart,
Wait, what?
Derek White, Trey Young. Are these? Yeah. Desmond Bain.
That's what you're seeing?
That's what I'm seeing on a post that was just made on the USA Basketball
Oh,
today.
shit.
Yeah, because all I know is that Kawhi got the final spot.
I see Kawhi on here. If I see Kawhi on here, I know it's the right one. But
Yeah, I'm seeing Braun, Steph, KD, Joel, D-Book, Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis,
I see-
Tyrese, Anthony Edwards, Drew, Bam, and Kawhi.
there you go. That's probably it. I don't know what this is because I
So
saw
who
most of
are the
the.
guards on that again? Who are the guards? Just
So
name
it's
guards?
Steph, Book, Tyrese, Anthony Edwards, and Drew Holiday.
Take Booker out, put Kyrie in there.
I think that's really the only option.
In my personal opinion, I think you're doing a disservice to Kyrie Irving.
They've already been
That-
doing
that-
that, though. He got snubbed from top 75, didn't he?
He did.
Wait,
Yeah.
who's the head coach on that team?
Let me see.
Should be
Is it
Steve
not
Kerr,
Kerr?
no? Yeah. Eric Spoelstra, Steve Kerr, Tyronn Lue, Grant Hill. Okay.
And I think
Yeah,
Eric
Coach Steve
Spoelstra
Kerr
should be
and
the head coach.
managing director Grant Hill.
Eric Spoelstra should be the head coach. I think he's the smartest coach in the NBA right now,
Absolutely.
in my personal opinion. I think
Somehow
he's like-
Miami's still fighting for shit, bro.
We got it, man. Miami all the way. I'm out
That's
here
who
in
you're going with?
Miami. Yeah, that's my fun pick. If I
Okay.
was boring, I'd be like, yeah, the Nuggets.
I got the Thunder. I
Mm,
got the Thunder. Bah! Boom, ba, da, ba, you
Thunder
know.
would be fire, bro. Let Shea win one.
The
Let's
only
go,
reason why I'm
Shea.
saying the Thunder is because of Shea and Lou Dort, bro. A couple Canadians on there.
No, you want that boy Josh Giddey to win it.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
Giddums.
Yeah.
Get him
Giddums.
is
Come on, baby. That's
crazy.
what you want. Don't lie.
No Giddy, no Diddy.
Mmm.
SGA, man.
I
Not for
mean, they have
MVP
Chet,
though. Not
too.
for MVP though.
Chet's been balling too.
And
On the
what's
team.
his name? Jalen Williams or whatever his name
They've
is.
all been playing pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, bro.
But
But I feel like in the NBA, it's like one of those things where like even if you're the number one seed, like throughout the season, it's different come playoff time.
I mean, we saw that with the
It's
Oh,
Suns like every year.
absolutely. That's why it's like we'll see.
Um, but
We'll
real
see.
quick, we're getting up there on time, so
Yep.
maybe this is our last topic.
'Kay.
But I think I've seen a lot of Twitter posts from Zelly, and I know that he feels his way about this, about Drake versus
I
Kendrick,
feel away.
Hmm.
and
I feel
and I
away.
want to get your thoughts on it about everything that you've seen and people you've been debating with online. Let's hear it.
Feel away, feel away.
Mm. Okay,
But
Drizzy.
I think here's the problem that I'm having with like the rap beef thing. I think, and I used to be critical about hip hop about it. Like I used to be like, hip hop is the only genre where people can like take shots at each other. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of whack. You know what I mean? Like you don't hear this in country music. You don't really hear this in pop music or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you do, it's very subtle or very subliminal. Like it's
Yeah.
like you,
Yeah.
you know. But then I've started to be like, you know what? But that's our culture. We're competing. We want to be the best, and I don't think that that's a problem to want to say, hey, I'm better than you, in whatever domain it is, whether that's sales, whether that's streams, whether that's me being technically better than you. The problem that I have with these Drake stands, and I'm biased because I'm Team USA every single time, so I don't like cheering for Canadians or whatever. But Drake is that guy, and Drake has been repping Texas, so I love Drake. Don't get me wrong. But the problem that I have is they immediately go to numbers and they neglect quality. They neglect quality. And so when Drake drops his diss tracks, sure he has some nice bars in there and whatever, but it sounds too cute for me. It doesn't sound like you're dissing me. You're freaking dancing, hopping, bopping around like that's how I feel it. But
Yeah.
then if Kendrick drops his stuff, or a great example is Ross. Ross was saying something about how, oh, like I have more money than you, da 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 da, and everybody's like, that's cap. Ross doesn't have more money than Drake. What the fuck? But he wasn't saying that he has more money. He changed his voice to like because he was talking as if he was Drake. So we're not even like looking at the body of work in its proper context
Yeah.
because we're so down to ride for Drake. Like,
So then I have a question for you, because did you see what Lupe said?
yeah, Lupe tripping. Okay,
Think so?
well, I actually I know what he was saying, but I guess that's like so pretty much. I
Because
don't know
that
if you
ties into what you're
follow.
saying. That's what you're. Let me just say that's tying into what you're saying about how when Drake says something, you're not really feeling threatened, but when Kendrick and Ross does, you do, and that ties into the fact that he's saying that I think Kendrick's a better performer. He's a better performance, and that doesn't just mean on stage. You know what I mean? So I just want to get your opinion on that.
Well, okay, and so yeah, I don't know if you knew about it, AJ. Pretty much, Lupe was saying that Drake's a better rapper and
Okay.
Kendrick's a better technical performer, which I kind of don't understand that
Right.
because it's like, for when I say technical, who has better bar for bar?
Right.
That's when I like who's a better rapper is who's better technically.
Yeah.
I would say Drake's a better performer, in my opinion,
There you go.
because he can give you hits and whatever. So I guess our categorizing of it is different. So that's that. But my issue then becomes like the things Kendrick has a Pulitzer Award.
Mhm.
People need to let that sink in. He's the first and only rapper to do that. You have Biggie's album, you have Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, you have Nas Illmatic, you have Wu-Tang album, you have all these classic albums that never got that honor. That is more prestigious than winning a Nobel Peace Prize. People
Yeah.
don't understand that. Like it's only rivaled by winning an Olympic gold medal. and Kendrick did that. And Kendrick doesn't have to drop a song every year, and he's still relevant.
Yep.
He doesn't have to do that. So like my thing is like Kendrick is bar for bar superior. And then how can you be the GOAT? Right? And people like this flies over a lot of people's heads because they say like Drake had ghostwriters, therefore he can't write. I don't think that's correct at all. Drake has a pen. Drake can write. He is an elite writer. What if I told you? He is nice. But when I'm looking at Jumbotron Poppin' or whatever, that's Yachty's song. Yachty wrote the whole song.
Yeah.
Kendrick, you can't say Kendrick ever did that. Who wrote Kendrick's song? I'm still waiting.
Yeah,
No,
I think me
no,
and you are
I
about
hear
to
you,
touch
but
on
I-
the same thing.
Yeah, there was a TDE member coming out saying something about that. About how, what do you know more about it? Here's my whole thing about this beef. I've been so busy the past like week that I've barely been able to listen to any of the disses and shit like in full. So, but I did see a post.
Somebody wrote
But
a Kendrick song?
you said what? Maybe I don't know
That's-
which one, but TDE.
It was
yeah, go
it
ahead.
was that somebody wrote N95 by
The
Kendrick.
verse. Yeah. Or is that
Yeah.
the? Yeah.
And I think that I don't know how much proof there was for it. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know.
exactly. I think they had a tweet from like the dude's friend who was like, "Man, I'm so proud of my boy for getting to write on this Kendrick track."
I know what you're talking. That guy ended up actually retracting that statement and said, "No, I didn't have anything to do with."
See, that's what I saw.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing I don't like about these hip hop guys. Like, why can't we just be? Why are you guys so scared to just tell the truth?
That's
what
my
I'm
problem
saying.
with talking about these hip hop beeps. Like I love it because it turns up the game, and it's always fun to see everybody dropping and yapping and posting their shit, disses. That's always fun. But my biggest problem is like when people start talking opinions on it. It's like, but bro, what do we really know? You know what I mean?
We don't
Because
know
that
anything.
comes out now. Like, so did he do it? Did he not do it? You know what I mean? Or did this happen or did this not happen? Or is it over a bitch? Is it not over a bitch? So all these opinions are getting made over something that we don't even know what it's about.
Like,
So
literally, a leak comes out. This was it really leaked? Is this AI? Like
Yeah.
now I have to like, oh, is
Yeah,
this
that's
real?
been really annoying, bro. It's like,
and then somebody's like,
fuck.
no, an OVO member said that it's not real. But is that guy really OVO like that? Like, is he really like so?
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, y'all are just saying it's AI so that it doesn't look bad on so and so because they wrote this garbage, and then other people are like, man, fuck you. Like, it's just, man, I hate leak culture. I'm not gonna lie to you, I hate it, bro.
horrible.
Everything would be so much better if we just waited for shit to officially drop, in my opinion.
And my thing
I think
is,
that goes with everything.
how is your shit getting fucking leaked? Like, okay, if I'm in a climate right now where I'm in a rap beef with somebody, right? I'm not gonna go to Universal Studios or Paramount Studios to this random producer or random engineer and recording the fucking record. If I'm Drake, I'm going to 40. Somebody who
Isn't he
I mean,
doing
40
this shit in his
bro.
house? He probably has a studio in his house.
No, but that's the thing. But like, how else would it get leaked? Like, so that's so like I see what you're saying, Zell. Like, so
are
how
you
is it
allowing
getting
this?
leaked? How is it getting leaked? It has to be such an inside job that it's like it's 40 doing it. Something like it's
Drake just
Yachty.
sent the track. Drake just sent the track, bro. He's
Yeah,
like,
it's
yeah,
actually
just
just him.
leak it.
Right? Or
But-
sign an NDA and then
Now that's-
like sign the NDA and then you can know that okay, there was 5 people in the studio when I recorded this. One of you motherfuckers is not telling me the truth.
Yep.
You signed the NDA. Now let's look at the computer. Let's look at how did you send like what I don't know how you can track that. I don't know if you can.
So that's a big
whatever.
that's a big conspiracy right now. Not right now, but I've heard a few times. Is that artists leak their own songs
I'm sure they
for
do.
the actual? But it's so then there's that side, right? There's not enough truth in the industry. There never has been.
Nope.
There really never has been. But there's in this certain situation, there's so little truth and there's so little concrete evidence of anything that it's really like I'm just waiting for somebody to drop something real, like something like for real. Like okay.
That's why I respected Ross. I think that's half of the reason why I feel like Ross is one up on Drake, because he just went in. Now you don't have to respect Ross, and that's another thing that's pissing me off is how they're like, oh, all of Ross is. First of all, Ross has 2 platinum records, solo records, platinum records. Port of Miami is a classic. It's a classic, in especially down south. He has 2 before Drake even came into the scene. Like people just forget about that. people
Yeah.
forget that Rick Ross has written some of your favorite records. You don't even know Rick Ross wrote that.
Yeah.
He is and that's not like it's not debatable. Like everybody in the industry will tell you. Talk to Lil Wayne, talk to Kendrick, talk to Drake himself. He will tell you Ross wrote for half of these guys, and I'm being nice when I say half. He's written so many hits. So just because like he's not the voice of it, does that take away from the fact that he came up with those bars?
I
Like
No,
it's
absolutely not.
wild to
Absolutely
me.
not.
I
It's
think the
wild to me.
biggest thing is like, at the end of the day, motherfuckers already chose a side. So like, there's no like persuading. If you're like a Drake fan, you're not gonna actually have a fucking intelligent conversation with another Kendrick fan to like be like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, well, you might be right. Like, and that works vice versa, obviously. I think it's just
Yeah,
one of those
right.
things that's what always happens when shit like this goes
Mhm.
down. Is everybody already has their minds made up, and they
Mhm.
lose all ability to look at shit objectively.
Yeah, and I think you brought up a great point when
Yeah.
you were talking about how like when you play COD and like you get frustrated, or like when you play video games and you get frustrated, like when you're playing with guys that are like kind of beneath you, and you're like, why can't you understand the game or
Yeah.
the rotations or things like the way I do? That's kind of how I feel like intellectually about these things. Like,
Yeah.
guys, why is it so hard for you to just like I've in one of my Twitter debates or whatever, I was like, guys, I'm not debating that Drake can't write. I can concede to that. I can still make my point and support the other dude while saying Drake is still a premium writer and still criticize the fact that he uses ghostwriters though.
Yeah.
Like you could just be objective about it. Like it doesn't it's why is that so hard for people to do? But I
Yeah.
have to again, people don't think the way that I think or like honestly, I think humanity, especially nowadays, that most people are idiots.
Shocked, for sure.
It is shocked, bro.
Most people are idiots. Like, why are we even talking about nukes when we already know that if you send one nuke, the whole world is gone? Because then they're gonna send a nuke, and then the next person's gonna send it. Like, why are we even entertaining that?
Yeah,
We're
there's definitely like auto shit in place to like if they detect a nuke coming, one just automatically launches back. You know what I mean? That's got to be a thing.
like, let's fuck up our whole world just for your ego or I don't get it. I don't get it. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
man,
Like, I
I've
just
been watching and playing too much Fallout to be
Yo,
talking about
dead
nukes
ass, bro.
right
I finished the series. I went and bought Fallout 4
Yeah, yeah. It's
right
I'm
away.
watching too many.
it's
I'm
nice.
watching too many nukes drop, bro.
I mean, I might
What is that
survive, bro.
on?
No
What is that
bullshit.
on?
Amazon Prime.
Prime.
Yeah.
Prime, man.
Bro, they do it.
Yeah.
They got the best shows, like best original shows for sure.
Reacher.
Dude,
Yeah, I
Reacher,
heard
The
Reacher was nice.
Boys, Invincible. Like,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on,
it's the
nah.
Bro,
best,
I'm just
yeah.
too. Bro, Invincible is nice, bro. I
Invincible
love
is
Invincible.
goated. It's so good.
Love Invincible. Bro, but the boys, bro, I'm too scared of watching the boys because shout out to my homie Logan Howard. He kind of spoiled it for me, but there was one episode that was so sus that I don't think
yeah.
because you know how I do with injuries.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
how I do with injuries.
I know exactly
I
what you're talking about.
cannot.
Too.
Yeah, bro, I can't. And bro, that's like when I was watching Midsummer. I'm like, I looked at my girlfriend like, what the fuck did you get? Like, what did you?
The Boys
what
is
did you
so
do?
good, bro, because it's like, it's so real. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like exactly what would happen. Like, people trying to like flip these shit. Like, I don't want to get too into it, but like, trying to
Well, I mean, yeah,
capitalize
like,
money off of everything and like turn it into political shit and like a
Yeah.
whole bunch of extra shit. And then like people are fucked up and have huge egos and like god complexes and
Yeah.
like it's so good, dude.
well, I like it because like in comics, when you look at superheroes and stuff, they always seem to have like a good moral compass. Like,
Yeah.
stop capping, Flash. You're the fastest nigga in the world. I come up with a disguise. I joined the Olympics,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna run at 50% of my speed force. I'm gonna win gold. I'm gonna be the next. You know, I don't know. Usain Bolt. I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? Because I'm cheating. I'm cheating. I
Yeah,
don't
you're gonna
care.
find
I'm
a way to
cheating.
make money off of shit, bro. Like,
Yeah, man. These guys want to be all like whatever. You're not telling me that Superman did not think, man, F these guys, bro. I could kill all of you guys in one heartbeat. Like,
shout out Homelander,
boom.
bro.
Yeah, man.
man, shout out to Homelander. Even though, bro, and Homelander's like, I like that character, bro. Like,
That's such a
he
good
actually
character.
instills fear. Like, because he makes you kill yourself or you die from him, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, man, this guy's crazy. That's great writing. That's great writing.
Right. I agree.
Anyways, we'll talk about that. I guess we'll talk comics
Next
podcast.
episode. That's it. We can. Hey man, you know the 4-time podcast is all about everything. So you know,
That's fucking right.
every week.
Should have named the Everything Podcast.
Yeah, man. Anything and everything.
But yeah, I
It's
mean,
always a great
I
time
think
with the founders.
I think I'm good.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, you
yeah.
know, we had a first little bit with Bones, but of course we fall back into the founders.
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 I just go straight into the outro. Or do you guys want me to? What are we thinking?
Run it.
Does somebody else want to take it?
Nice.
All right. So, like I said, we had a good little bit with Bones, but like I said, hold on, we're back with the founders. We're with the founders. Thank you so much for tuning in to 4-time podcast for the week 3. This is our third episode.
Third episode. We'll try and
Episode
get more
3,
consistent.
man. So, hey, so next episode's a big episode, cause you know that's the 4th episode.
Yeah, we got to do something special. We got to do something special.
Absolutely. We'll do something special, man. But we appreciate all y'all here at 4-time for watching, for supporting. Make sure to like, subscribe, share the video, check out other content from other creators in the team, and yeah, man, we appreciate y'all.
Doses.